Great. First, want to take a second and send a big congratulations and a send-off to good friend and the coach of Northwestern, Tim Lenahan, on his retirement. It was emotional down the field. We talked with both teams, and he's a class act, and he took Northwestern to new heights they've never seen before in his 20 years. And I'm just gonna really miss him on the sideline. He's a really good friend and was great to work with all these years. So that was a difficult ending with the game. It was a bit bittersweet for me personally with knowing that's Tim's last game. But with regards to the match itself and our team, I was pleased on how we controlled the game. I thought from the beginning, I thought we were a little bit lacking a bit conviction the first half. Just kind of happy to move the ball and not really aggressive enough in moments. And that's where the challenge was at halftime, was to, continue to hold the tempo, but change the gear. There just needed to be a tempo change in certain possessions. And we saw more of that in the second half. So yeah, overall, obviously we're happy to be moving on, got quite a few guys in the game, got to, come out of the game healthy, which is huge. And we're excited to move on in the tournament.
We'll start with Jack Edwards.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. First full match without Spencer Glass at left back. It was Brett Beebe filling in that spot. Obviously, not Spencer Glass, has to use that. The right foot versus the left foot affects your build-up play. What were your thoughts on his performance and how you view that spot going forward?
Yeah, we miss Spencer. Brett's doing a great job. He's, as we've always mentioned, he's the Swiss Army knife of our team. Wherever we need him, he pops in and does the job. He'll play it different than Spencer. He doesn't have, he's dominant right-sided, so he's got a good left foot, but certainly not a special one that Spencer had. So he needs to play within himself. We need to be a bit more aggressive on the right side with our service. Nick did that a few times tonight. But yeah, we have to adapt, and so we'll have less. You saw it today, probably less corner kicks, maybe less penetration on the left side, but we might come inside and then he's on his right foot. So when he comes inside, some things can happen that, then it's opposite of Spencer. Spencer's on his non-dominant coming inside. In this case, it's Brett on the dominant. So I like that look. We got to train it. We got to get guys to read it. But we miss Spencer a lot. We're doing our best to make it work and continue to move forward and, hopefully bring, Spencer and all the seniors another title.
Steve?
Yeah, Coach, you kind of talked about it a little bit in the opening. The first half just seemed like you were very methodical, very patient with the ball. Could it have been the rain or just a feeling out after the last game being such a blowout? What do you attribute to that first half?
Well, I thought we missed, there was a couple of key moments that I thought we were like the time to be aggressive was right. And we missed a couple of the passes, whether it was the diagonal miss, whether it was a quick 1-2 in the wide areas. And when we missed it, I felt like then they wanted to be a little bit safer in control. And it can happen. They also were in a pretty mid to low block, Northwestern. So that the sense that they can kind of lull you a little bit. And you got to be risky on the edges and create 2v2s and 1v1s. And that was my disappointment in the first half, is that we didn't create a corner kick, which just kind of tells you weren't aggressive enough. And that's the challenge at halftime. So I don't know what we attribute that to. I don't know really the weather. I'm not quite sure, but we definitely addressed it, and we were trying to address it in real time from the bench. But certainly at halftime, that was a big talking point. Was sometimes you play too fast and you try to hit the killer pass too quick. We definitely were on the opposite of that tonight. We were very methodical, good in our passing, but lacked the conviction we needed until the second half. It was a bit better.
Jeremy Price.
Yeah, I guess to follow up on that, would you have liked to seen, maybe a few more balls in, that kind of thing with the slick conditions? And then just kind of what did Ryan in particular bring you there late in the half, and obviously got that goal right before the half?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have the conditions like tonight, it was a new goalkeeper. They made a change for whatever reason. So, that was part of our pregame is that let's one, frame the goal. Let's be aggressive. Let's take a few more shots. I thought we bypassed on some finishing opportunities that were in the range of the player that was on it. And that was disappointing. We addressed that at half two, being more aggressive with our finish. And Ryan, I thought did a good job of coming in. He's very dangerous coming inside for his finish. And yet he's still good enough to beat you to the end line with his left. So Ryan had a good night, no doubt. I thought all the guys that came in brought a little different element. I thought Ward changed the tempo of the game a little bit because, again, he's that youthful energy that he has. So when he came in the first half, I thought it changed a little bit of a little bit of the urgency, and that was a big reason why we went to him in that first half.
Jared Kelly.
Hey, Todd. You guys hadn't played in 2 weeks. Did that kind of concern you at all coming into tonight, just that you guys hadn't played in so long?
It did. It's a long layoff when you're used to, every 4 days or maybe 8, the longest we've had up until now. So, and the challenge is overtraining, competing too hard. We got to be smart with our training, being injury free or being, as healthy as we can is priority one. And when you train too much, you can put yourself at risk for that. So that's a fine balance. But I think it might have a little bit played into a little bit of the methodical start was, lack of kind of game sharpness / just getting back in the arena, if you will. So I like where we are, and I think we'll probably pop a little bit quicker come Wednesday out of the gate. My expectation.
Evan.
Hi, Todd. You guys really kind of jumped on Northwestern's mistake with both the penalty and Wittenbrink's goal, and even that Ward shot that just went wide. How were you able to capitalize on those errors so easily?
Well, I mean, Herb is, I can't even tell you how many penalties that kid draws over his young career, not only here but before. He's just so quick, and he's able to control the ball in tight space, and he puts his body in the line. He's not afraid to get fouled. So again, that changes the game, the penalty. And then, we kind of created a mistake with our pressure with Ryan and, pressuring the goalie, and he was, the conditions probably didn't help, and he didn't make the best of that clearance. So you're 2-0 up, but we knew we could be a lot more aggressive. We controlled the game, but we didn't have as many chances as we needed. It was a strange first half. Honestly, it was a little bit strange. Weather played into that strangeness. The sun came out at one point, and the rain. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if we'd have snow next. But it was a weird first half.
Tom Brew.
Todd, this has been the fall to spring season, and all these changes have been a lot. But how important is it with the Big Ten tournament to sort of get that postseason mindset into these guys, with it being now becoming sort of a one and done type scenario?
Important. I felt like this spring we talked about as a team that so many of these games were going to be crucial to any title run and an opportunity to be in the postseason because of the short track season that we were in. We didn't have the opportunity to maybe drop or lose a game and make up for it when you're only playing up to 10 games. So although it's different when it's win or go home, I felt like we had a good mentality throughout this season of like, we need every point we can get. Every game is important. In a 20-game season, you preach that, but there are opportunities that you can learn from and use that as a lesson and say, hey, we're okay. We got a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of games ahead. So I think we've been in that mode for a while, but nothing's quite feeling like, I think the guys all watched the games today, some exciting games in the conference, and saw that, there's 3 teams advancing before us, and it's real. We got to take care of our business, and if we don't, then we're not playing. So they're pretty hungry for another chance at a title, and obviously they're very excited to play Maryland.
Jeremy Price.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we skipped over sort of an important part in Victor, obviously, with the finish on the PK and then that second half finish. I don't know if we just kind of take it for granted at this point, but he just kind of has a way of keeping opponents on edge, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of confidence. We have a lot of confidence in him. I thought you saw a little bit in the second half, some of his unbalancing that he's given us at times, and he's just getting, I think, fully healthy these last 2 weeks. So you saw that pop in his leg, and he was moving. He created a couple really nice attacks in the second half. Either that he was able to get a finish off or made the right pass. So yeah, I mean, it's the free kick. I thought he was just a little unfortunate to not make that converted. When he's around the 18, you get excited. I mean, we get excited, other teams not, but we are. And not every player that you have in your attacking half, you feel that. You feel they're capable, but it's like, okay, here we go. Vic's got it. Let's see what can happen. Good feeling.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.